Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to work with network security groups. So network security groups are just like firewalls on servers. So in Microsoft Azure these are called network security groups. Now network security groups can be configured on different levels. So for example, a network security group can be configured on a subnet level. A network security group is by default, one network security group is by default attached to a VM. So in the previous video we created an inbound rule based on the network security group that was attached to the network card of a VM, so that you can say it is the internal firewall. So in this video I'm going to show you how to create a network security group separately, a firewall separately, and then associate with the subnet that can apply to all of the servers on the subnet. So the main advantage for network security group attached to the subnet is that you don't have to configure individual subnet in individual network security groups for all of the VMs inside the subnet. So let's get started. So in this video I'm going to use the same subnet and same VM, but I'm going to create a network security group and then we'll work on the firewalls. So here we have app server 1, app server 2. So and I am connected to app server 1 and app server 2. This is the web server and this is the application server. They are sitting, so this is app server, this is application server, sorry, this is a web server that is sitting in a web subnet. This is an app server that is sitting in an app subnet. So here first of all let me show you the firewall. So first of all let me show you so this is the app server, and if you go to networking, within networking you can see that there is a firewall attached. There is a network security group attached by default to this server. And the only rule that is switched on is inbound rule, which is 3389 for the RDP, and due to which we are connected. So we are connected to app server. So if I go into this and block this port, then we won't be able to RDP. So this is the internal NSG, which is automatically attached to the app server. And if I go to the web server and go to networking, here this is, as you can see, there is one network security group that is automatically attached directly to the VM. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a network security group for a web server and another network security group for app servers subnet. So that will be based on all subnet. So here this will be, let's say, a web servers NSG. A web server NSG, it will be part of the same resource group, and so this will take few moments here, and it's validated and being created now. So I'm going to create the app server NSG. So this is app server NSG, and create. So it will be validated and then created. So as soon as, so one thing is now, as you can see, so based on this diagram, so I'm going to show you this diagram right here. Since we have deployed two NSG now, so before there was no NSG on a subnet level. Now there is a NSG on a subnet level. Before, this NSG was just on the VM level. Since we do have a NSG, so let's see, there are some rules that, so now the traffic will pass through this and then go inside the subnet, and then the subnet NSG will be applied. So, and I'm going to refresh this. So refreshing, I can see the both subnets here, and let's go to, so for now in this all of the NSGs, they come with the default rules. There are some default rules enabled in them. So if we go to inbound rules, so there are 3 rules enabled, which says that allow VNet inbound traffic, so which means that inside a virtual network all type of traffic is allowed, and for the outside, so and there is a traffic allowed from load balancer. If there is a load balancer, all type of traffic is allowed from the load balancer, and it will deny all the traffic inbound traffic to this VM if they're not coming from these two routes or the route. So if they're not from these two routes, then it will be all blocked. So this is basically this is these are default rules. So we haven't created any rules yet. Let me so at the moment I am able to connect to the VM. I am connected to a VM, and let's say I can basically check the connectivity. And so for now, since I've created the NSG, they're not associated with the subnet. So this will be the second step. I've created this and I will associate with the subnet. So subnet, we can go right here, associate, and then I'm going to attach it to the virtual network that we have, and then attach it to the app subnet, where basically the app server is. I'm going to do the same thing for the web network security group, associate with the web subnet. So all of the default rules will be applied to now all of the servers within the subnet. So I've associated with both of the subnet that will be applied. So for now I have app server NSG that is associated with the app server app subnet, and inside the app subnet we have the app server. Now let's see, if I go overview, I can see inbound rules, and if I go to network security group of web server, and this will be applied in few moments, and we will see the result, what is basically happening as soon as we apply as soon as this subnet is this NSG is attached to the subnet. So let me go back to the server. Now what essentially should happen, that I should lose connectivity with these servers, and the reason is since now I've attached the local subnet. Since I've attached I've attached a new NSG with the subnet, and on that subnet I don't have any RDP port open. So if there is no RDP port open, then which means that I should lose a connectivity, and sometimes this will take few minutes to apply. And let me go back to servers. So I'm going to go to the web server. Within web server, let's confirm if that firewall is attached, the subnet firewall or the NSG. Networking, I can see that in the inbound I can see the new firewall is attached, or new NSG is attached, where I don't have inbound rule, but there is an inbound rule for opening port 3389, and I have a outbound rule, and both firewalls are attached. So, and let me check that if I am able to access IAS. So we were previously able to access IAS on web server because we used a port. Let's see now, and we were not able to access the app server IAS, and most probably we will lose IAS connectivity because now there is no port 80 open on a subnet level. And here I still have a connection. Now one thing that we need to be careful, that some of the because there are some default rules open on both of them, on both subnet level and the VM level. Sometimes they are enabled, and what you're trying to block won't work. So here, if I basically disconnect both of the servers, and we lost. So yes, so this is supposed to happen on both of them. Let me see that if I am able to access this. Now if I am trying to disconnect from this, and it says remote session will be disconnected, and let me try it to connect to this again. So I will go to web server, and within the web server I will take the IP address and then try to RDP in. So I will use remote desktop connection. I'm going to use the command mstsc and I will connect. So this is the IP address and the port number is 3389. So let's see if the connection can be initiated. So it will try to connect. Now since we haven't opened any port on the subnet level, this should error out. So it is not able to connect, otherwise it will be able to connect in few seconds. Okay, so this is fine. And so let's now open ports on a subnet level. So we will go to network security group and we will go to the web server. First of all, I'm gonna open a port here on this NSG and go to inbound ports, and we can create a rule saying add, and we are interested in port 3389, and the priority will be 100. So here 3389. So just change the port numbers and add. So this port will be open, and we will do the same thing for the app server, so at least we will be able to log in. And I'm gonna go to app server NSG, add an inbound port, and that will be 3389. And you will have to give some time. Sometimes it won't be an immediate, sometimes it is an immediate change, but as we saw, so here 3389 and add. So it is being created. As we saw, it took around 2 or 3 minutes for the port rule to be applied over the internet. So once this is done, we will go back to we will basically go back to our RDP connection right here and try to connect again. So connect. So immediately, as soon as that port is open on a subnet level, we can see that it is asking for the password, and I'm gonna use our saved password and connect. So, and it will let us connect to the web server. So this is the web server. Let's check the app server. So let's check. So we are able to connect here. So I'm gonna go to the app server and copy basically the public IP address and open MSDSC, and right here this time I'm going to use the IP address of, so immediately it lets us connect. So as you can see, this is how we can configure, we can manage actually I have to recopy the password, and this is how we can basically work with NSG. It's very easy to work with NSG. The only thing is you need to understand that which firewall are you working with, or which NSG are you working with. So we open the 2 ports. Now let's work on our IAS access. So this is my web server, and from the public network, from inbound port, we need to open an inbound port 80 for on the subnet level. So I'm going to go back to network security group, and within network security group, so if I see the VM firewall here, I do see actually on the here it's not open, port 80 is not open. So first let's focus on just a subnet level. So on subnet level for web server, let's go here and then open a port 80 and 443. So port 80 is fine because we are not using HTTPS. So here you can go to inbound security rules and then add another port. I think this is being updated, so I'm still here and it's already updated though. Oh, it is updating. So as soon as the rule is updated, it will let us connect and basically add any new rules. So I'm gonna go back here and refresh. So it's refreshed, and go back to web server, go to inbound rules. It is still being updated, and if app server, in app server I can go ahead and add a rule. So let me first go here and add a port 80 rule that I need to access HTTP traffic. So port 80 inbound, so it will take few moments. So in this case we will be able to access the website from the public, and let's go to the web server, and within the web server it is still being updated. The subnet that is associated with it's the web server subnet, but it is still being updated, so it's just taking a little more than normal. And if I go to app server, within app server this is updated, and let's see if we are able to. So that's the app server IP address. So reload, and it might take few minutes before it can let us connect to. So what we are trying to do basically is we set up a subnet level NSG, and then we set up app level NSG. So on this level we allowed 3389 access. This is why we were able to connect, and on app NSG we added port 80. So we should be able to come from here and go through virtual network and then come through this NSG and connect to app server. So let's try that in this. So it's still not active, and there can be two reasons. One reason is that the subnet firewall is allowing, but the VM firewall is not allowing. So this is app server NSG, and this is the which is associated with the subnet. It allows port 80 traffic. I'm going to go to the server level NSG. So server level NSG, and in inbound I'm going to add a port 80. So I'm going to go here and allow port 80 traffic. So now on both firewalls, which is network security firewall and network security group based connected to the VM directly, and the network security group connected to the basically to the subnet. And let's try this, and let's give it some time as well. And in the meantime, let's go to the web server, and web server is still updating. Now this is not normal. I don't know why it's taking that long. Shouldn't take that much of a time, and it is connected. So we allowed port 80 traffic on subnet level and the VM level, and we are able to connect. We can disable the NSG. We can completely disable the NSG for the VM level and just use we can just use the subnet level NSG, and then work with these type of settings. So when working with NSG is another name for the firewall. It can be based on the subnet, and how do you manage them. So we create a NSG and then associate with the subnet. We can associate with the network card as well. So we associated with so we created a NSG, then we went into subnets, and we associated with the required subnet, and then we went into inbound rules, and then we added the ports that we need to access. So this is still updating, but we were able to add both rules, port 80 rules and 3389 rule on app servers, and we are able to access the IAS website. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, so just before completing the video, I just wanted to show you that how we can delete a network security group if it is not required. So if I go to all resources, I have my servers and all the resources. I can go into network security group. Let's say I don't need a network security group attached to a subnet. Then if I need to remove any one of the network security groups, so first of all, what we need to do, if I go right here and try to delete any one of them, it will error out. So it will error out because it's not empty. So what we need to do is disassociate the subnet. So I'm gonna go and disassociate the subnet from this and from the other security group as well. network security group. So I'm going to disassociate the subnets, and then we can basically remove the NSG. So as soon as it does, I can go to web server, which is disassociated. So I'm going to delete this, and as soon as we delete these, then these network security group is no more attached to the subnet. So the only firewall that applies will be the VM level network security group. So here I am going to delete the network security group. So now both of the network security groups are deleted, and as soon as this is done, I can refresh. So this is completed, and now if we go to any of the VMs, we can basically see in the networking, the only firewall that is attached is the default firewall, and RDP rule is open, and also the HTTP port is open as well. So there is no network security group attached to the subnet that applies to any of the VMs. Thank you for watching this video.